Nice.
That was so good.
B team, we're back. We're here, bro. We're not back. We're here.
We're here. We're present.
We walked outside today, and that crisp fall air
Was cold.
was perfect.
Cold.
Perfect.
Sure.
Perfect. It was cold though. Like I walked out, I was like, "Ooh, like it's a little chilly."
It was cold. I had to put a sweater on.
A smile just appeared on the face, and I could not stop because it is about that time where we're out of the 90s, we're out of the 80s, we're out of that hot ass weather, and now we're getting into the low 70s,
Yes,
60s, high 50s.
We're here. We've made it.
I'm so excited.
We have made it.
We have made it. So
Let's talk some football.
yeah, I mean, we're back. We're gonna talk some football. We're not gonna really dive into the preseason. If you want to.
No, I'm okay. The only thing I want to say is that the Giants should be releasing Danny Dimes instantly. That was such a pitiful performance. I mean, from a guy that's making millions upon millions upon millions to throw that interception while Patrick Mahomes is doing behind the back passes because he's mad at Travis Kelce. I mean, there's levels to
There's
this.
levels to this. I was about to say there is a hierarchy to this game.
Like, if you're going to do that, just don't play. Wait until later. But the Giants have the worst quarterback room in the entire league.
It's bad.
I don't even care. The Raiders have a better quarterback room than them.
I think, truly.
Minshew is back.
Yeah, and he's starting too.
Yep.
The one thing I'll say about Danny Dimes is watching that preseason game. I only just watched a couple of highlights. He looks like he's seeing ghosts. He looks like Darnold.
It's a New York thing.
When he was in the Gase era. Like, it's bad. And part of it's on Danny Dimes, part of it's on management, part of it is on Dable, but my God, that is listen, it's preseason, I get it. Their defense is going to be good, but that offense is Malik Neighbors. Throw it to him every time.
I think that, we said this a few weeks ago, and let's not dive into the Giants here. They don't deserve the respect and time. But I still think Jalen Hyatt's going to come out and be a different guy this year.
I think so too.
Especially because he's got neighbors. So last year, I know Jalen Hyatt wasn't good, and he didn't play in some of the games. But when you look at that offense, like, all right, who else was he really going to throw the ball to? It was Jalen Hyatt and a bunch of no-names.
Wan'Dale Robinson. Can't forget them. Not better than Hyatt, definitely, but
I'm sorry, but Wan'Dale Robinson.
I'm trying to give some respect to the guy.
It's not doing it for me.
Yeah.
It's not doing it for me. So that's where the Giants are at. Sorry to them. Sorry you had to be on Hard Knocks. That truly does suck for you guys.
Sorry to J.J. McCarthy as well. That sucks. But again...
Well, J.J. McCarthy should have been taken by the Giants, and he wasn't. They had every opportunity to do it. They did not, and now look at what you have. You got Danny Dimes, no running back.
Even if they would have taken a rookie quarterback, you think they would have started him right off the bat?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You would have had to. But it was the domino effect from paying Danny Dimes. You shouldn't have paid Danny Dimes.
No, I mean, everyone knows that. But I feel like if you're already in that instance, in that scenario, and you take a rookie quarterback like JJ or whoever would have fallen to the Giants, listen, you have a quarterback competition. If he's winning it and he looks good, okay, by all means, start him. But didn't you see that from the other side of town?
Yeah.
With the Jets?
Yeah.
And look at him.
Look at him.
Listen, Sean Payton likes the guy, but thank God he's gone. How about that Bo Nix, dude? Bo Nix, Caleb Williams. All of those guys look good.
We called that. We said Bo Nix would be probably a top 3 rookie quarterback from this draft solely because of his age, and he's going to Sean Payton.
Yeah.
And it worked. Sean Payton got his Drew Brees 2.0.
I mean, I not even just Bo Nix. Like, I think he's looked the second best out of actually. I'm not going to start rankings here, but he's been top 3. I'll say he's been top 3. Caleb has been unbelievable.
Bears are back.
Jaden Daniels looks pretty damn good too.
Yeah.
Michael Penix, I mean, he looked good his first game, good. And they're like, we've seen enough. We don't have to play him anymore, which kind of concerns me. I don't know why they're not doing that and playing him. But
he's not going to start in the season.
But
I kind of understand where they're coming from because it's like, all right, if you play him and he gets injured, well, now you're losing an entire year of reps on the field where he could be learning and going through all that stuff.
He has played a lot of football
Plus,
too.
I mean,
so
Kirk Cousins, let's not act like he's a young guy.
Yep.
He's not a young
that
whippersnapper.
makes sense. I agree.
If he gets injured or pulls up, he's coming off an ACL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or no, Achilles.
Achilles. So,
Yeah,
still,
whatever. Still sucks.
At his age, that's detrimental.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And you never know what could happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
What? All right, let's cut the crap here. I sent some texts at about midnight the other night. Gassy and I had a moment. The Jets are going to be a dynasty.
here we go.
The Jets are going to be a dynasty. Dude.
So did you not know that we drafted him?
I did. I just forgot. I was like looking through the draft.
He hasn't played.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, well, he's still hurt.
He doesn't
so.
have to play. He can sit there for 2 years, and then he's going to come in, and it's going to be like Patrick Mahomes. Let me explain what you received in the 6th round. You received not only one of the best quarterbacks in the country, probably a top 3 quarterback in the country last year. You received a college football playoff starting quarterback in the 6th round. You received a guy who was probably deserving of the Heisman had he not got injured in the 6th round. And he probably could have won the national championship had they not had him get injured. You got that in the 6th round.
You were that high on him.
Yes.
100%.
I was
Gassy was high on him too.
I was high on him. Like you guys
For a 6th round pick?
sneakily probably had the pick of the draft.
It's going to be a little bit though until we see it, which is good.
In 2 to 3 years, we're going to look back on this and be like, how did we let the New York Football Jets do this? And you know what? I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the dynasty. We're all going to be wearing green. The little kids are going to be running around. They're not going to be wearing red no more. They're not going to be having that mohawk anymore.
No.
It's going to be
no frog.
It's going to be Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Travis, and the New York Jets.
It's exciting. I mean, they did the right thing. Again, if there's one thing I'm going to change this year, I'm going to try to watch a little bit more college football. I was never a college football guy. I want to be.
You got to get into it. It's
I
so
do.
fun.
I
It's
do.
so fun.
I never grew up watching it, and the only time I do watch it is before the draft.
Yeah.
I will just look up prospects and I will watch all their film, everything. But I do need to find. I don't have a team, and maybe that's a good thing. I don't want to have a team. We talked about that. We talked. Just take the best team. Maybe I might just be a Georgia fan at this point. I don't know.
No.
I need a winner.
Be with me. Be with Roll Tide.
Roll Tide Willie is
Come
a
on.
Bama fan, so
Come on.
maybe I cannot commit.
Let's be a Roll Tide podcast.
I want to be a Rob Lowe type of fan for college.
Just wear the crest. No, but
That's it.
what crest are you going to wear?
I'm just gonna wear EA NCAA 25, and I'm just gonna
Okay.
be. That's it.
That's fine.
I'm going
College
to be a fan of
football.
whatever team I like and is good. I'm gonna hop on the bandwagon because I deserve it. Out of any other fan in this world, me and Gassy already hopped on Bama. He's been hopped on Bama.
Yeah, join us. Let's just be a Bama podcast.
You know what?
Come on.
They'll be my one right now.
Thank you.
But there might be another team like
Boise State.
Akron or some shit that like I
Action.
love as an underdog and just comes out of nowhere.
Okay.
I'm a big underdog guy, you know that. But we'll ride with Bama. Roll Tide Willie, shout out to you, and
You saw
don't
my
give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
You saw my parlay, right?
I did.
That's just
Are
like
we just gonna ride it?
that's just like
Why not?
best case scenario in my life next year. That would be just so fun. You know, Penn State wins the Big Ten out of nowhere. Roll Tide wins.
This is the team we gotta
SEC.
worry about.
And the U, baby, we back. The U is back. We're winning the ACC, and Deion Sanders gets it done in the Big 12. Could you imagine?
Number one, that'd be a crazy parlay that would
Crazy.
hit. But Dion to win it,
No, he's not going to do it. Utah's going to win that thing. Utah. It's really going to be Utah, Clemson, Ohio State. SEC's up for grabs. I think Texas could win the SEC. I like Texas. I don't think they're favorites right now.
they have
They're 2 or 3.
Shadur Sanders already mocked to
That's
the
number
Giants
one.
next
Yeah.
year.
That
number one.
That wouldn't be a bad pick, though. Oh, at number 1.
Oh, well, not at number one, but they have him mocked to the Giants. They probably
First
will be
round.
number one, first round,
Okay.
either top 3 pick, something like that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, while we're on the topic of kids coming out of college, you want to get into fantasy?
Yeah. So we're doing a segment here. I mean, pretty much just whatever their ADP is or whatever their ranking was, I'm going to just give an over-under. When to draft them,
Wait,
to either avoid them. We're just going to
is this the top 10 from last year?
No, so I want you to choose maybe about, for time's sake here, maybe like 5 people from each list.
Okay.
And just be like, they finished at this point last year. Where do you think they will?
This is where they finished?
No, I just wrote it. I just gave you a list.
So you know where they finished?
In my head, I think I do. Yes, something
Why wouldn't
along
you
the
just put
lines.
it in order?
Because I was at work, and I just wanted to put out a list, and you just asked me some people.
Okay.
So
well, before we get into it, I have a funny fantasy story. So in the local league, we get to keep 2 players. But because we're doing that, we had to have the free agency board open when we renewed the league. And so all the rookies are on there, right? Well, last night, I guess Nico Alejandro picked up Marvin Harrison Jr. and someone else off the free agency list. And the commissioner, shout out to the commissioner, texts me to say something into the group. Well, that's just not my job. So, you know what I did? I went and picked up Caleb Williams. And I said, Nico, I'll drop Caleb Williams when you drop Marvin Harrison Jr. And it started a whole stir.
Oh, it's a coup, bro.
Yeah. So
why would you allow that?
we had to drop them. We dropped them. And now there's a league-wide, like,
there's some turmoil going on.
everyone's
on edge.
Everyone's looking at everyone's team constantly.
Yeah.
But
Everyone's
it
on
was
edge.
just funny, like last night.
Nico just started all the shit.
Yeah, Nico picks him up, and I was like, yo, I'm not going to let him get with this. So I picked up Caleb Williams immediately.
It was almost a domino effect, and the commission
Yeah.
had to step in.
Yeah. Alexis came in. He was like, yo, what the I'm picking up people, man.
Oh, my God.
We almost had the draft just at random last night.
Listen, that could have caused some stir.
Mm-hmm.
There could have been people leaving. Dude, have you seen our league? Our Dynasty League?
Oh, well, our Dynasty League has a bunch of babies in it. Let's just get that straight. Zach Bez, Sticks, yo, you're such a wuss.
He's back
You're
in.
Such a wuss. No.
He's back in.
Sure, he's back in. He should have to give up all of his picks next year. He should have to give up every single one, and no one gets them. He just has to donate them. We'll put $10 to each pick. He has to donate $60 to charity, because that was ridiculous what he did. Or at least take us all out for ice cream, because what he did last night was one of the biggest, saddest moves I've ever seen from a grown man.
What do you feel about? Because I was driving home from Conshohocken. Shout out to the boys.
He dropped out of the league at random because of other stuff that was going on. He didn't agree with. Well, you know what? You don't get everything you want.
But okay, I knew he was fucking around when he was like, "Oh, redraft." Like, he might have been serious, but like deep down, we all knew it was going to happen. I was more so asking about the whole Aaron and Pat situation.
I thought that they...
I was kind of being a little bit too strict with it. I was like, all right, you know what? They don't want to co-own anymore. You take one team, which was Adam's, then Tommy's, and then Aaron keeps his team. Again, it's hard to distinguish which team to do, which is why I think the draft pool idea is good, because, listen, you could point fingers and be like, oh, like, okay, when you look at Aaron's team, you see Mahomes, Pacheco, and Hollywood Brown. You're like, okay, this has to be a Minichi thing.
What ended up happening?
So Pat took over Adam / Tommy's
I got
team.
that.
Minichi's keeping his team.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
Did they only draft the benches?
They haven't started yet. I don't even know if that's happening now. It should happen.
They should have the starters and the bench, and they should have to pick.
I know one starter in the lineup. You have your lineup set, maybe one,
actually,
max 2 starters, and then benches. I think benches would be perfect.
You know what? I take everything I just said back. Pat, you want to get away from your owner?
He's gone. He already is.
Go ahead, get away from, and you have to keep the team that you're given. You chose to leave. You don't just get to. This isn't fairy tale land where you just get to make up rules on the fly. No, you left, and now you get that team.
It was a mutual thing, though. It was a mutual
understanding. So he mutually understood that he was going to pick up that team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why are we redraft? Why is this even a conversation?
Because I think
I missed.
They wanted to make, because I think for Minichi to make it a little bit more even, because I think both of those guys know, and everyone knows that team. I mean, it seems good, but it's not great. You know what I mean? And
what team?
Minichi's team. But
yeah, that's his fault.
But that's
he trades
exactly
like
that's
a
my
moron.
exactly that's my point. But he has to go through Pat for that too. It's not just him making trades supposedly.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
When we will never know that for sure. But
We need receipts.
We do need receipts. But if Pat does, because I asked him in the gym, like, Pat, how much say did you have in each trade? Each trade went through me. I denied it or accepted it, and I let it go through. So I'm like, okay, so it's not just Benici drafting his whole team. It's Pat has some interference, and it's not just him. But when you look at the team, it looks like it's just Nietzsche. Go ahead.
If that's the case, I gotta put my foot down here. Pat, you deserve to have whatever team you're given. The fact that you let Nietzsche do all of that is blasphemous. Like, you deserve whatever team you're given. Honestly, we should be giving you guys that are on the waiver wire right now, and that should be your whole team. Because that is ridiculous. That man was trading like a buffoon.
Shout out to Nietzsche.
That's so funny. That's my last comment on this. All right?
I just hope that we as a
we
group,
gotta get into this.
you guys know who you are. I hope we can all come to an understanding. I know it was tough, but
I'll never understand.
I'm with the drafting benches. We'll move on from there. But okay, let's go. Let's limit it to 3 people.
Quarterbacks.
3 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 3 receivers, just for time. What time we got?
4:50.
Okay, we got time.
Yeah, we got time. All right, let's start with the quarterbacks here.
Just pick any 3 you want, and I'll just talk and see where they finish.
Joe Burrow, Anthony Richardson, Kyler Murray.
Those are good. So I think Kyler finished in the 20s. I'll start with Kyler. He finished around in the 20s last year. I'm bullish on Kyler 100%. I think now he's finally got a weapon on him. Marvin Harrison. He's got a very underrated receiver, Michael Wilson. The only thing I questioned or still question about Kyler is his commitment to football and his love for it. Obviously, the double XP weekend meme was like always a thing for Kyler, and he'd always lose. I think with more pieces now, they had a pretty damn good draft. He's getting a little bit more protection on the O-line. He's a mismatch, dude. He's fast. He's got the rushing ability of Hurts, Lamar, Josh Allen. We just haven't seen it. Like, we know it's there. We've seen it, glimpses of it. But I think it's time that he takes that next step, which I feel like Arizona fans and NFL fans have been waiting for. Mm-hmm. So with Marvin Harrison Jr. there now, they got Trey McBride as well. He's a top 3 tight end. Absolutely bullish on him. I think he'll finish above his current or his last year's ranking.
I think 26.
26.
Joe Burrow was 25th.
So I think he'll finish. Listen, ceiling, he could finish like a top 12 quarterback, I think. And that's being a little stingy. Like, he can go top 10. But
I agree with that in terms of fantasy.
Yes.
Because we're looking at his legs. You're looking at the weapons they added. I think easily he could be in that top 10 category. Top
I feel like his
15
injury.
for sure.
Yeah, I feel like his injury, like, it wasn't like severe. It's just like you had such a bad team where you didn't have to play. Like, you're playing for a draft pick at that point. So I think top 15, if all goes well, is 100% attainable. So I'll go over for his ranking would be under, I guess. So under top 15. And then we have Burrow and AR. So Burrow, I mean, again, it's just dependent on his health. I think 26, he's easily a top 5 quarterback. We can't forget. I think we did a little bit, at least I did on the pod, be like, oh, well, Bengals going to finish 3rd. I got them super high now. They're not going to win the division. I still don't think they will, but they're going to be 2nd or 3rd. I'm definitely bullish on Joe Burrow. I'm not really worried too much about the injury anymore. The only question for me is the defense going to help him out because they lost a lot of pieces? Are they going to close out games? And is T. Higgins going to be not disgruntled and is going to enjoy his time there and play for contract? So Dak Taylor's got to do the right things for Joe Burrow. He's got to call the right plays. He's got to not put him under a lot of pressure. And the O-line's got to block. So very simple. I'll take his over, though. Same thing. He can be a top 5 quarterback. He could be back to 25. So who knows? AR, Anthony Richardson, is tough. It's really tough because this is an injury we're already worried about. Because, again, Burrow they're not the same quarterback. We know that. He's got a great arm, Anthony Richardson, but he likes to use his legs, and he's going to use his legs. Now, it just depends how much the Colts are going to let him. Are they going to do a lot of read options? quarterback powers, whatnot. Who knows? JT will hold it down. I think the weapons are good, not great, but they can be, depending on what we see throughout the year. Josh Downs, Adonai Mitchell, who was getting raved about the whole year. Lucas Berry was talking about that. Michael Pittman, consistency monster. It's tough. I'm bullish. Again, I'm bullish on the Colts too. He probably finished really, really low, just because of the injury. I'll give
in the 35 range.
I mean, he's got to do better. Every quarterback that got injured, I have to be bullish on. Like, it's just a
Anthony Richardson.
second nature
he's
thing.
Not better than 35 as a starting quarterback.
Oh yeah, we're huge problem.
Yeah,
he has to be. So I'll give him, because there's so much upside though. Like, that's the thing. Like, he can go crazy. I'll go like top, which I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. I'll go like top 18. He'll finish in like the top 18.
Okay. All right.
But we don't know. We don't know yet. That's the thing. Like, again, there's potential, and we don't know where the ceiling is. We don't know where the floor is. Yeah. Like, it's just a wait and see moment.
All right, on to running backs. So I got 3 here for you. We're gonna go Travis Etienne. He finished 3rd. Ezekiel Elliott finished 30th, and Josh Jacobs 28th.
I knew you would pick him, bro.
But
that's why I put him there. It is. I know.
That's a good one because he easily could finish if Rico Dowdle comes in and takes over the starting reps.
I think.
I mean, Zeke's going to easily be 40.
Well, let's talk with Zeke then. I think Rico Dowdle is the guy right now.
I do too.
I think Zeke is a great backup to have. It's not a flashy running back room by all means. No. It's not, but I think Rico looked, if not better than Tony Pollard last year. That's just me.
I agree.
The numbers say otherwise, but I think he ran harder. I think his yards per carry were a lot higher. They're going to give him a shot. I think he deserves it. So Zeke, I'll give him. He actually did pretty well last year too. He's going to be probably around the same. I think he was in like 30s or 40s. 30 right off the bat. I'll probably give him the same. I think he's going to be 30. He could get to like 25, but I doubt it. I like Rico more, so let's give 30. I'll go over, so 30 to like 35 in that range. Travis Etienne, that's my number one. That's my number one target besides Big Calf and Breece Hall. You're coming around 2nd round, and there's a running back on the board. It's either him or Gibbs. It's not even close. I think it's one of those two guys. I'm super, super high on Travis Etienne this year. Trev getting paid. He's with his buddy. They're going to use him a lot. They're more explosive with the receiver room. They got Gabe Davis, BTJ, who also looks really good. You said he finished 3rd overall in fantasy? I think he'll go top 5 again. I don't know if he'll be 3.
He'll be better than 3.
That's the tough part, because regardless, if you're top 5, that's fantastic. I'll give him like 4.
So over.
I think he's gonna go over.
That's the whole point. All right, so wide receivers now.
Wait a minute, am I missing someone for running back room?
Etienne, Zeke. Oh, did you do Josh Jacobs?
No, nope. Josh Jacobs. I'm also.
He's 28th.
28th, definitely under. He's gonna be a lot. He's gonna be used a lot.
Yep.
Better O-line, better quarterback, just better team. That's very simple. I give him like top 10. I think he'd be back in that range. Top 15. I like top 15.
All right, now on to wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you these 3 because I think these 3 are going to be high on draft boards. Probably higher than a lot of guys that are now vets. I'm going to go Neighbors, JSN, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Good picks. I'll start with Marvin.
So obviously we don't have
any rankings. Yeah, I like that. Besides JSN, but still.
I would say right now in people's minds, those 3 will be top 15.
JSN.
So we can work off that. Are they going to be higher than 15 or lower than 15?
I think 2 out of the 3 of them are going to be. The only problem with Neighbors for me is he's going to be what Saquon was last year with the Giants. Is he going to stay healthy? Like, I'm 100% praying he's going to. He's a stud. He deserves everything.
But the one thing with the problem with saying exactly what Saquon was last year for them, they still have to get him the ball. You're not just handing it off to him. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to work him into the offense and get him the ball because he is their best weapon on offense.
Yeah, and we
So
haven't
how
even
are you
seen
going to
the game.
utilize him? How are you going to get him the ball 10, 15 times a game?
You know what? You know what it is though. It's isolating him. It's moving him around, audibling him around, and he's so physical as a receiver. You're just gonna throw it up to him. Like it's gonna be like he's down there somewhere type shit.
I would just double him. Who
Literally,
who
no.
won the Giants off? Like, give him the. He's not Megatron. I'm not saying he's even close to that. So don't be coming at me. But why not just double him and make the Giants find someone else because they don't have anybody else.
It's an listen. It sounds crazy, but it's actually an option. I'm not saying they're not going to do that though.
No,
Like a
no,
lot
they
of
won't.
defenses will not do it, but there will be instances where it won't be like Megatron where there's two cornerbacks and no. But there might be a hovering safety that's probably cutting that one side of the field in thirds or half just to keep an eye on him, and they'll let everyone else play man.
Yeah.
So if he stays healthy all year, I give him around top 20. So I would say like 15, right on the bet.
I mean,
I think he'll be like
if the
15th
line is-
overall.
So the line is 15.5. You're going under.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take I think Marvin is going to do way better though.
Yeah. I'm not allowing you to cheat this.
I think Marvin, he's going to be under top 10. He's
Alright.
going to be a stud.
Yeah.
I think him and Kyler, the connection, he's just going to make people look foolish. I don't know if you saw some of the videos of the joint camp. Goddamn. Yeah, he's him.
Yeah.
JSN, not yet. Tyler Lockett, touchdown merchant, still there. DK still there. Injury happens. I mean, listen, we're
right
sleeping on him, bro.
But the other thing is, like, those two guys are going to get the most attention. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to have the third option on him for most of the season. If he can beat that third option more times than not, he's going to get the ball.
It's funny because when he was a draft prospect, he was the number one overall guy. Like, people were like, this guy is better than Olave and Garrett Wilson. And so many teams passed up on him, which blows my mind. The Jets could have had him, and we took Will McDonald. I'm still happy about that. But man, like, what a weapon to have.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where, in fantasy terms, where you drafted him 2 years ago and you're just being patient. He has a couple of games where he does well. You're being patient. It's going to pay off. It is 100% going to pay off because Lockett's on his last year of his deal. DK, who knows? I mean, my guess is they'll bring him back, but who's going to who's going to fill the number 2 role? It's going to be JSN. The dude's electric.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be top 15. No. I'll give him like top 25.
So over.
Yeah, so he'll be over 15 and a half.
All right.
So
That was good.
yeah, I didn't want to do tight ends. I just figured.
Fuck the tight ends.
Yeah, I mean,
You should
everyone
have done
knows
kickers, but that's okay.
Brandon Aubrey,
66
66,
record.
big number. What do you think about all that? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me,
No, I agree with you. The only one was
Malik?
I think JSN will be a little higher than you're thinking. And then Neighbors, I don't see him. He's going to have a great year for a rookie, but I don't see him being better than. I don't see him being 15, if that makes sense. Like, I see more guys that are in the league right now
That are
doing better than him.
Yeah, and
Like,
that's
I
why
could
it's so
see him
hard.
I could see him in the 20s only because the team he's on. If he was on a different team, like if he was in Dallas, I think he's gonna be top 20 easy. But I don't see him being top 15. I don't see him being top 20. I think he's gonna be between 20 and 30, 20 and 35.
It's generous. It's definitely generous. Again, I think Marv is going to do way better, but the fact that he's going to get so much volume on the team, Gassy will probably say the same thing. He's going to be a lot of volume, and it's just him being healthy. So, what'd I say? I said around 15?
Yeah. You said 15 under.
Yeah, I'm thinking about changing that, making it like
Nope.
20 to 25. But I'm going to stick.
Nope.
You see, but this is good though
No
because
cheating.
this is tough. Like talking about these rookies that we don't know. Look, dude, they could be fucking garbage for anything we know. You know what I mean? So Yeah, it's exciting. So I just had a draft. I wish I could show you on the phone. My team is dominant. It is absolutely dominant. Dominant.
Well, we'll get into it next time.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win the league, boys. And the trophy's not going nowhere. Shout out to y'all. Anything on the Cowboys?
Nope.
All right. See you later. We're done here.
Peace.